struggle. And I think that victory may be more apparent than some people think. For example, the more look occupier is a spirit. That's why it can't be arrested. It's a spirit that steps in a gap. And that gap may be supposed to be a place, it's a space. It may be on some college campus where student loan tuition is too high. It may be at some bank where student loan debt forgiveness should be and is not. It may be on some hospital yard where they won't treat Medicaid patients. It may be some place where people are looking for jobs.
Make sure I got them.
So that to that extent, until the gap is closed, spirit lives. So the idea about, and I think that when it's reduced to a place, it empowers the police.
Right.
They can put their arms around. They can put their arms around a certain space. We'll kick you out.
Right.
And I'm reminded so much of Dr. King's last act was an occupation. Poor People's Campaign, we occupied the mall in Washington. But it had the focus was you choose a war on poverty, home or war in Vietnam. That it was very focused. And when they could not tolerate this anymore, they drove us out with tear gas. So just driving people out, that was part of Dr. King's occupation also. I mean, there's some historical precedent here that goes with this. And we must appreciate that because what is happening here is very connected to what Dr. King was doing.
Right. Yep.
So it gives us some sense of, and then in the meantime, we've continued to fight. For example, we fought to end redlining after we got open housing with the Community Reinvestment Act. The banks didn't want TRA, they circumvented TRA with predatory lending and subprime lending schemes. But that was a part of the same fight. We fought to maintain the Glass-Steagall so they could lend and invest in the same roof. And they fought to remove it so you could lend, they chose investing over lending, but that was a fight. We fought, they tried to privatize Social Security. We won that battle, we stopped that. And then they started globalizing capital so fast, not globalizing human rights, and the whole thing ran away.
Right.
And when it collapsed, then we bailed out the bank without link to lending. We bailed out the insurance companies without public options so that now insurance fees are rising and the uninsured are increasing. So, I mean, it's been an ongoing struggle, and I certainly hope that the younger ones of us can appreciate, I think, four things. One, the struggle has continuity.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
It must remain nonviolent because violence plays into the hands of those who want to control it.
Right.
But also be aware of violence that is, in fact, assigned to us. Dr. King's last march, they threw rocks at the end of the march, but they were government. They were assigned by the government, and the banks would rather cover bricks than banks.
Right.
They're infiltrated.
Right.
They broke into our march, and so you try to define the march. So if it remains nonviolent, discipline and focus, it will prevail. It's a long term struggle. Back in the bus, the Civil Rights Bill was 9 years.
So how long do you think this is going to last?
It would be determined by how quickly the masses moved us from third person to first person. And what that's by that I mean, as I say in my sermon tomorrow, when people say, how are they doing? As if the occupiers third person.
Right.
Basically calling folks, so you are the they.
Right.
If you're unemployed, you are the they.
Right.
If you don't have health insurance, you are the they. And so at some point in time, the most affected people are still looking at this in third person. In fact, they should be here. And